joining us now. Congressman, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
We'll talk about Donald first. Do you still feel that way about him?
Listen, let's acknowledge Donald Trump had a great day yesterday. The endorsement of Sarah Palin gives folks who identify themselves as Tea Party reasons to look at Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Perhaps they hadn't in the past.
Why is he resonating with so many people?
Look, I think he is speaking truly to the anger among the American people. You know, you look at what's happening in the markets today, you look at mounting debt, you look at our own security, and you are angry that you see a Washington that perhaps is not doing more about the problems we face. Donald Trump is articulating a message that is resonating with that anger.
I want to change gears now because I want to talk about a bill that you are promoting called the STOP Act, and it deals with money and politics. Basically, you want to stop lawmakers, legislators, from having to directly go and try and fundraise. Is that right?
That's right, and this is different than campaign finance reform. This is a congressional reform. Why are we angry? Why is Donald Trump resonating? It's because the Congress is not attending to the priorities we have. Why don't we have long-term tax reform? Why haven't we solved our transportation issues, our debt issues, our security issues? You know, I think the American people would be angry when they learn it's because Congress spends 20 to 30 hours a week raising money, asking the American people to contribute.
That's like their full-time job, and they do lawmaking on the side.
And listen, this is not an allegation. We've provided a lot of evidence, including a slide from an orientation packet to incoming members of Congress that suggests that member of Congress should spend 4 hours a day on the phone across the street out of their office raising money. Another couple hours a day prospecting, only 2 hours a day doing their job.
Is this how the Founding Fathers envisioned things, that money was the most important aspect of everything that you do?
Listen, my legislation says no member of Congress can directly solicit a contribution. Two things we accomplish: get back to work, and then remove any suspicion of impropriety. We launched a video that hits you in the gut, that draws the contrast between what your members of Congress are doing and what we face as a nation. The StopAct.com, I'm trying to lead a movement. You know, when the country learned of insider trading by members of Congress 4 years ago, Congress had to act and change the rules, and we passed the Stock Act. I'm trying to do the same thing with the STOP Act. Let's change the rules, get Congress back to work.
But that's the way the system is set up. How optimistic are you that you'll get support for this and ultimately enacted?
I need the help of the American people. Because if we create a quiet anger, an outrage at the fact that members of Congress are actually spending time raising money and not doing their job, balance that with responsible leadership in Washington, we can get it done. Now listen, I'm not doing this to criticize my colleagues. They are all fighting for their political future in the rules that have set before them. But I'm trying to change the rules, and I'm trying to do this respectfully, because if we can have a Congress that spends 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week doing their job and not raising money, we'll solve the issues we face as a country.
Wish you the best of luck. We're out of time already. Congressman David Jolly, you're in a tough, very competitive race for Marco Rubio's seat, right?
I am, and I've sworn off direct solicitation as of today. I'm not going to do it because I have a job to do in the House.
We wish you the best of luck. Congressman, thank you very much. We'll have more Varney next.